And hello everyone, and welcome back to week 48 of our Minecraft Let's Play series. How you guys doing? I hope you all are doing well, and you may have realized that the beginning part of this video was actually very short compared to how it usually is, and that is because I'm starting to run out of things to do in the beginning of the week because I don't have to record that much off camera. Or I guess not off camera, just not commentating, I guess? I don't know. But yeah, so this week, this is going to be the week of decorations, and you may be wondering, well, how is that any different from what you have been doing? Because I have been technically decorating the villager hall, and I've been decorating the outside of the storage system. And my answer to that is, it's not. I mean, building is decorating in this game, so, you know, it's to be expected. But I'm just going to be counting most of this as decorations for reasons you'll see when I open our book. Because in our book, this is what I have for our to-do list this week. There's not really too many important things on here, but it's some things that I thought could use a little bit of a touch-up. First, starting off with our villager hall. Now that we finally have the rooms of the villager hall put into place, I want to start going ahead and moving our villagers from our base into the actual villager hall, start getting that complete, and then I finally want to start working on the storage room and maybe even decorating the outside, because right now it's just a very barren landscape out there. Then next, after we go ahead and move those villagers, I want to start doing some base upgrades. We might go ahead and clear out our old storage system just because of the fact that we're not going to need it anymore, but then I need to figure out where I want to put everything else, so we'll see about that. Then I want to go ahead and add some lighting outside at our base, because right now, as you probably have been able to tell, it's just torches everywhere, and I'm not really too big of a fan of torches being used to illuminate a landscape, so we're gonna go ahead and try and fix that. And then greenery. I said this before last week, and I've said it again. I really like these bushes out in the front, and I think that it goes well with like the rock here and the path, and I want to add more of those throughout where we already have things built, just to kind of give it more of an actual like design. Then finally, on this list, I actually want to go back to our enderman farm because I want to do a little bit more detailing there, more than we have actually done in the past, because in the past we just went ahead and added that little ring around the enderman farm, and while that's good to add in some color, I want to add in a little bit more, and that is what we're going to be doing on the bottom. I still don't know what I want to do with the pixel art for the actual platform, but we will see. And you might be wondering what these numbers are, and I will just say I'll let you know when we get there, because that is the first thing I'm going to be doing. So let me go ahead and collect some blocks to actually go ahead and build today, and I will meet you guys over in our enderman farm. And now that we're actually here, I can tell you guys what those numbers were for. Those numbers are the diameters of the circles that I'm going to add to this farm. Now, the thing with that is we can't have too many rings on this farm because we don't want endermen to teleport onto them, so I'm making it so that they don't have a block clearance of 3 blocks. So A, they're going to be half slabs to fit more rings, and B, there's not going to be too many of them. So we'll start around the pillar in the middle, and then I'm going to keep going out, but I'm not going to do the last 2 because they're going to be too close to the actual platform, and I don't know how to do them right now, so I'm just going to leave that for future sky, but we'll get the other 4 rings on here. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to be using a mixture of blackstone and purple to get these rings made, and we'll be using dirt just to kind of fill in the gaps so I could walk around. Alright, that's the easiest ring. 2, 2. I knew that was gonna happen at some point. Alright. Oh, I actually picked that one up. Cool. Does this give anyone else anxiety? Just me, like, walking on this? Alright, that's ring 2 done. Now we get to the points where I need to start squishing myself on the ceiling. Oh, this was gonna be harder to do with... Yeah, placing that. I didn't think this through, did I? Oh, thank God I counted correctly. There's the third ring. I still got one more to do. God. Alright, now let's go ahead, get rid of all this dirt, and see how this looks from the bottom. And at this rate, I don't care about dropping any of this into the void. They can all drop down there if I care. And there we go. There's the start of our rings. I'll be honest, when I started doing this, I was like, oh, this will be alright. It will be a nice, relaxing thing to do while building this. No, I was very stressed throughout the entire thing, but at least it's done. For the most part, as obviously we're not completely done because I want to make two more rings, one that's going to be around this circle, and then one that's going to be right under these. But that's kind of hard to do right now due to the fact that, if you couldn't tell, I was already sandwiched up against the platform pretty well already. So yeah, I need to figure out how I want to get those other two circles done. But for now, I'm going to leave that for future Sky to figure out. Let's just go ahead and start figuring out what we want to do next. So I'll meet you guys back at base. And alright, now that we're back at our base, we are actually going to go ahead and start working on the things at the top of this list, which is all for the villager hall. Now, the thing with the villager hall is I want to move the villagers we have at our base currently, because they are taking up a lot of space here, and we don't necessarily need them here anymore, so I feel like it would just be a good idea to have them over there. Then I want to see if I can do a little bit of work on the storage room. We won't be finishing it up, obviously. We might not even be doing that much with it this week. We'll see what happens. And then the outside of the villager hall, I kind of want to add some decorations to the walls. But the first thing and the more important thing is that we are going to go ahead and try and move our villagers. Now, when it comes to our villagers, the issue with that is the fact that I need to move, I don't know how many villagers here. I think maybe like 12, because we've got these guys, which is, well, there's actually 11 here, but there's 2 inside this house as well, as you can see. So yeah, I want to move these guys as well. So that's a total of 13 villagers that need to be moved. And the easiest way to do that is through the nether. But I'm going to show you guys something really quick that you guys probably remember. And that is, if we go through this portal, we're not necessarily in the most, you know, protected of spots. So that's one thing I want to do first, is I want to go ahead and move this portal up onto the roof where all my other portals are and my other things are. I haven't done this at all yet because I just always use that staircase. And I'm also going to go ahead and move the end portal really quick. Well, not the end portal, but the portal to the end portal. It's kind of complicated. So it should be our home portal. Yep. So 164, 132. Is this going to work? Nope. I see. That's not supposed to be here. Okay, so the gas farm's just broken in like a few different ways. So that's lovely. Alright, cool. I guess we'll worry about that at some point. Not today, though. We'll worry about you, later, I guess. No real reason to have you up, though. That's fine. The end portal wasn't necessarily a worry. It was the main portal that I want to get in here. And now, one thing that I actually did forget to do that I need to do is I need to trade with some of these villagers, because some of these villagers are not all the way up to their best trade. And their best trade is actually the thing that'll determine whether or not I bring them over to the villager hall. I know I have some of them on their best trade, but right now I'm not entirely sure what all the other ones are. So we're going to do that first. The lime and gray. So basically the way this works is if we get one that has a duplicate that we already have, or one that we have 2 of already, so like we already have 2 lime, that villager is not getting taken with us and will be, I guess, given to the other village. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them. So yeah, I need to trade with these guys. Oh, there's pink. Pink and brown. This one is not going to be going with us. Which is funny, because it is the only villager that's not going to be going with us, because every other one has a different variation of banners for us. This is going to take longer than I thought now. Alright, so now what we need to do is figure out a way to move these guys to our villager hall, which I'm going to try really quick to go ahead and place another portal here and see if that works first. Alright, good start. That'll make things a little bit easier for us. So first things first, I'm actually going to move this portal up a block so that they can't get back in once they come through. And then we just go ahead and build this around it. You know, I'm actually going to go ahead and add some glass panes here for reasons you will see shortly. Alright, and now that we have him here, we just block him in like so. Block this, break that, and now that he's in, you shouldn't be able to get out. Hello. Now for these guys, I'm going to just go ahead and block them like this and see if this works. Just kind of like funnel them towards the portal. So that was step 1 of like 5. And then all of them are here, I believe. So now what we need to do is we need to set up a way for all of them to get taken to the other portal, which the other portal actually needs to be set up because I don't want them walking to a place I don't want them to go. And also, we're going to go ahead and use minecarts to take them from place to place just because I feel like that'd be easier. Now I'm going to go through the portal, see how bad it is out there. Alright, we are in the clear to an extent. So I want to get them to probably in here, and then we'll figure it out from there. Can I just say, it's almost been 2 hours, and this is only like 12 villagers out of like the 100 something I said I was going to put into here. Just to get them to this point. And now I need to actually go ahead and put them in their correct spots, which hopefully it won't take that long, but I honestly can't tell anymore. And there we go. We have now moved all the villagers, or at least most of them, from our base into here. And it only took 2 hours only. But yeah, no, I'm still glad because now we have all of the villagers that I've been trading with this entire time here. So progress is being made. So yeah, brewers over there. You saw the librarians there, fishermen, all of our cartographers, all 8 of them. That at least we wanted to keep. And then if you come up here, here's our farmer. Now, what I need to do is I want to go ahead and take that wall back there and push it back a few more blocks because I'm going to go ahead and make some light detailing touches to our storage room down there because right now it's not really doing too great. It's definitely not going to be getting done. I think all I'm going to really be doing is going ahead pushing this back and then maybe putting some posts up near here, or I guess it'd be on these blocks, so that we can kind of figure out what we're going to do with this because right now I remember saying that I was going to go ahead and put like auto crafters here, but I don't know if I want to do that anymore. So yeah, I'll go ahead and do those things and I will meet you guys back here when I'm done. Alright, there we go. There's the wooden pillars put in place, just mirroring this side. But I also noticed that, well, I can't really put a back onto this right now. Because like I said, I don't know what I want to do with these. Because the plan originally was to put auto crafters here, which would be like, what, 1, 2, 3 auto crafters maybe? But I don't know if I want to do that anymore. Because like, what would I really auto craft? Like, I mean, I can auto craft melons. I can auto craft the books, maybe. Paper. Is there really anything else here? Not really. So I don't know if I actually want to make these auto crafters just yet, and I'm not going to go ahead and put my time and effort into that if I'm not even sure. So this is just going to kind of be how this is for the time being. I hope you guys don't mind. I don't know how I want to decorate this yet. We do really need to decorate behind these chests at some point, just because they don't look too great. Just like probably some blocks here and under them just so that you're not seeing grass. But what I might try and do now is go ahead and start decorating these walls just a tiny bit. Something to kind of divvy up how monotonous this looks because it's just the same thing over and over again. It'll probably be somewhat the same thing over and over again anyway, but I think maybe adding like some planters here and there would probably help. But I need to go grab materials for that, so I'll go do that. I'll meet you guys back here and we will start. Alright, so I've gathered a slew of materials here, all of them just flowers, leaves, some wood, and some grass blocks, and we're gonna go ahead and try to add some greenery to these walls. At least see if we could figure out something on this wall, because I thought about it and I don't know how well I'm gonna be able to do this, because I can think of just like having potted plant up there, but yeah, I guess I'm just gonna have to go ahead, throw it on there, see how it looks, and then we'll tell if I want to do it for all the walls. So I'll work on this wall and we'll see what comes of it. Alright, after a little bit of working, I think this is what we might end up doing, which is funny because I'm now just covering over most of this, but what we have is 4 planters, at least on the front, some bushes in the center spaces, and then we'll put some trees on the outside, which I took these trees down, and we're gonna have to bring the trees later because I don't have more saplings on me, but that's fine. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'll add the planters, I'll add the bushes and the flowers to this. I've also been bone mealing and it's been giving me roses or poppies more often, so that might just be the native flower here. Alright, so here's how the front looks now, and I just want to say, I can already tell that I'm going to be changing out the trees in the future to like trees that I've actually made, just because I feel like it'd be more rewarding and probably look better if it was handmade. So those will probably be changed, but I think these planters are going to stay, plus the bushes. So I'm going to go ahead, add them on to these sides as well where I can, and I'll probably add them on this wall, that wall, and that one. Then I'll mirror it on the other side and we'll see how it looks on both. So I'll meet you guys in a second. And alright, after just a little bit of repeating the pattern, I've gone ahead and finished both walls. So here's how this one looks. It's already a little bit obstructed by trees that were here before, I just didn't take them down. But we have wall number 1, and here is wall number 2 without the trees, as well as the fact that this also needs to be terraformed because it does not look correct in the slightest. But yeah, decorating this place is far from over because this was just a little bit of an afterthought. My main goal for today was to go ahead and put the villagers into this place, which that took way too long, but yeah, I still feel like even the smallest steps will get us to the end result, right? So all in all, I'm pretty happy, but there is one thing left for us to do today, and I will meet you guys back at base so we can do it. And alright, now that we're actually back at our base, you can probably tell where one main part of where I'm going to be working today is going to happen, because this is not going to fly. Especially with now that we don't have any of the villagers, we're going to have to go ahead and probably shave this hill down a little bit so it goes flush with the paths. Take this portal out because this is only temporary. And then I also wanted to see if I could add in some details here and there. I want to go ahead and try adding in some lanterns or lamps around this place, try to get rid of the torches. You may have noticed I added these last time, never said anything about them. I'm not too fond of them, so they may not be staying, but they do go ahead and provide a decent bit of light, so, you know, it's quite nice. But yeah, first things first, we need to clean up this area. So I'm going to go ahead and start that because, well, it's more terraforming. You know, this looks a lot stranger when there's no, like, wall of villagers here. But I do feel like I'm gonna need to change this at some point because, I don't know, it technically feels like there should be something here, but whatever. I'm gonna leave this be, for the time being at least. But alright, now to greenery adding, which I'm gonna just go ahead and add a little bit of these bushes, probably to around that building right here, and if I can figure out how, maybe around here, but I highly doubt this one's gonna work. Yeah, I think that looks good. A few bushes, not too many, obviously. I didn't really add a lot around here. This one I'm actually kind of happy with because it cuts up this a little bit. I did not add any up here before anyone asked. I just didn't see a reason to at the moment. But then if we go down to our water wheel house, we've got a bush right here, a bush over there, and then at the front, you got a bush right here and a bush right here. I also started adding some moss carpets to the top of these just for a little bit more of a lighter green color, which I think does wonders. And I also added some over on these bushes that I made last week. So now I need to figure out a design for a lamppost because I want to get rid of these torches. You know, I'll be entirely honest, I really don't know how I feel about these. Because they look more like cranes than anything. Oh, I also forgot the stair. Give me a second. But even then with the stair, like something seems off about these. Like they seem too flat, you know? Like it's the same shape as the stair that's inside of it. I also realized while I was going ahead and building these that I could also do this little trick, which is putting a frog light under a moss carpet. I'm sure you didn't even notice that I had those down even though there's no torches. So that is an option for later. But for the now, I guess we're just going to go ahead and keep these here. I'm not going to go ahead and put them anywhere else. Mainly just because, well, I don't even know if I'm going to be keeping those there. Decisions. But anyway, disregarding that, my next thing and the last thing that I'm going to do this week is I'm actually going to go ahead and start tearing this out just a slight bit. I say slight because, well, I'm not going to take everything out, but most of the stuff in here is going to be taken out. Some of this stuff's going to be moved. Other stuff is just going to be retired. It was nice while it lasted, but this mini base is either going to be repurposed, I'm not going to break that yet, or it's going to be completely filled back in. It served its purpose for a few weeks, which I'm pretty happy about, but otherwise, there's no real reason for it to be here. I guess I technically could have left it for like, you know, the year recap, but there's not much in here anymore and my inventory's already full. All right. So yeah, I thought this was just the better option, but it's not like it didn't get used a lot, so it served its purpose well. But not everything's going to get just put into storage. I'm going to go ahead and actually take our blue bed from that base and put it in here because this is now our home. And just because I'm in a little bit of a decorating mood, painting here, 1 by 1 please. Oh, it's a new one, nice. And a painting here, a little bit more color. Yeah, it feels a bit wrong now, doesn't it? This place, I went ahead and just stripped it of some of the types of blocks, but not everything, obviously, just because I don't really have too much time because, well, we're at the end of the week now. But I went ahead, took all the job blocks out of here, all the, like, blocks I can actually use to do things, as well as I went ahead and cleared out our little area right down here with most of the stuff. Eventually, I'll have to come in and completely clean this up, probably fill it with stone or dirt, and then it'll turn back into a cave side, but for now, that's what it looks like. And it's a little sad, but now we've got our house down there, as well as our storage system over there, so now I need to start figuring out how to actually go ahead and make more buildings for other things, like our smelting stuff, or our brewing stands, and stuff like that. I also went ahead and removed some of these chests that were here. There was an empty chest on top, there was a chest with melons in the middle, and then there's just a bunch of rotted flesh in here that I can't do anything with, so that's just gonna have to wait for the time being. Because like I said, that is actually gonna be it for this week. I know, it doesn't really seem like we did much, but we went ahead and detailed the enderman farm a tiny bit, which I need to figure out how to finish up doing that, but we'll worry about that as the time comes. And then we also have done some work on the villager hall, moving the villagers from our base into the villager hall, as well as doing a tiny bit of detailing with the storage system. Not really that much at all. We just kind of pushed the wall back so we had more to work with just in case, and kind of figuring out what we wanted to do with the walls that I already had built up. Then finally, we went ahead and did some work around the base once more. It's kind of like the old days where I worked around the base and then there was this, well, I think I worked around the villager hall during that time too. So yeah, it's just kind of like the old days. But yeah, that's going to have to be it for this week. I hope you all enjoyed nonetheless. And thank you all for watching. You all take care. Have a great week. And I'll see you guys hopefully in the next one. All right. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.